Good afternoon, my beautiful, beautiful kings and queens. How are you guys today? I hope you guys are doing well. Um, let's talk a little bit about healing. Healing, we know, is messy. Healing, especially from trauma, especially from abuse, especially from narcissistic abuse, um, any type of abuse that uh, there's going to be so many layers to that healing. There's going to be so many layers to unpacking trauma. There's going to be so many layers to unpacking abuse and unpacking hurt. And oftentimes, people that perpetrate the hurt, people that perpetrate the disrespect, they are honestly not aware that they have offended you. They are honestly not aware that they have hurt you, especially if you are a little bit more on the empathetic side. Because empathetic people, we tend to let things accumulate. We tend to let pain accumulate. We tend to let offenses accumulate. We tend to. Just let everything be compiled in our heart, and then we turn into something that is really combustible, especially if you can take the analogy of a kettle. The kettle, the water will boil and boil and boil until it reaches the boiling point, and then you hear the screech, you hear the woo. That's what it looks like for many of you all that are empathetic, many of you all that are passive. A lot of you guys have taken years of abuse, years of betrayal, years of setup, setbacks, disappointment, and you get to the point where the water boils. And when the water boils, because you have been quiet for so long, because you have been silent for so long, you become combustible. And when you become combustible, you have reached your limit. And for empathetic ones, that can really look like a meltdown. That could really look destructive. That could really look um, what we call it now, like a crash out. And it's not that you're doing so, it's just the years of abuse, the years of disrespect, the years of compiled injury, hurt. It all gets to the point where you can no longer take it. So if you are that individual that has the pure heart, the kind heart, start normalizing addressing situations as they arise. Do not wait on things to be compiled and you get to a point where you just lose it. Um, Normalize saying, I don't like that. I don't like the way that that made me feel. I don't like your actions. I don't like the way that you are treating me. I do not like the way that this is going. And that will help you, anointed ones, from not compiling that pressure that is in your emotions. Because in this season, anointed one, when we're focusing on healing, when we are focusing on grounding ourselves, that also comes with emotional intelligence. That's also going to come with making boundaries. And sometimes a boundary is as simple as saying, I don't like that. Sometimes a boundary is saying, nah, that's not a good idea. Not just going with the flow, not just going along to get along, anointed one. And this is part of the healing journey. That's why I said healing is so messy. Healing is painful because you are unpacking years and years and years of hurt, years and years and years of abuse. But when you finally get to the bottom of that suitcase, that emotional suitcase, I wrote the other day, you'll be left with a mirror. And what that mirror is, it now that you have unpacked the trauma, now you have to take a look at self. You have to look at self. How can I be changing my mannerisms? How can I be changing my setup, the way that I'm set up, in order to make my life conducive to my own growth? And sometimes that is looking at yourself and saying, you know what, boo, you played a role in all of this because you did not set boundaries. You know what, boo, you played a role in all of this because you allowed people to walk all over you, and you allowed people to disrespect you over and and over and over again. And what ends up happening, empathetic ones, is when you look in that mirror and then you can start to address self, and you can start to say, well, you know, maybe I need to tweak this about my personality a little bit. Maybe I need to tweak setting up boundaries. Maybe I need to tweak speaking up when something makes me uncomfortable. Once you do that, your whole life is going to change. Your life is going to take off, because now you are becoming serious about you. You're becoming serious about your life, about your goals, about your destinies. And it's going to change the dynamic. The dynamic in which you live is going to change, because now you are setting the tone for your life, how you want your life to go, and how you want to be treated moving forward. So it's all good to unpack. It's all good to do all those things. But in healing, at the end of that, that is the last stage of healing, is picking up that mirror that is on the bottom of that suitcase and actually looking at self and saying, this needs to change, that needs to change, I need to tweak it here, I need to do this. And that is going to help the process move further along, because you cannot get to the best version of self until you have actually looked at self. You cannot get to the best version of the life that you want until you have actually looked at self. I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. I hope you guys have a beautiful and a blessed day. And remember, always, always